My beloved child, come close now, for there is a stirring within your spirit that you can no longer ignore. You have felt it in the quiet before sleep, in the stillness of early mornings, and in the unspoken ache that sits beneath your daily thoughts. You have carried questions that no one knows about, hopes you were almost afraid to admit, and prayers you whispered with trembling breath. And now, in this very moment, I am drawing your heart because I have something to reveal to you. What you prayed for is closer than you think. You have walked through seasons where it seemed as if nothing was shifting. You prayed, you waited, you held on, and yet the world around you felt unchanged. My child, I know how heavy that waiting felt. I know how many times you wondered if I heard you at all. You asked me, Father, are you listening? Are you moving? You see me. And though the silence felt long, the silence was never empty. It was never a sign of my absence. It was a space where I was shaping the answer you longed for. Precious one, take a breath, for I want you to feel the weight of what I am saying. You have not been standing still, even when it looked that way to you. Every step you took, every tear you shed, every choice to keep believing, these were not wasted moments. These were movements, alignments, and shifts in the unseen realm that brought you closer and closer to the breakthrough you have been praying for. Not one moment of your waiting had been in vain. Deep within you, you have sensed something changing, even if you couldn't describe it. A quiet nudge, a gentle pull, a strange mixture of weariness and hope, as though something in the atmosphere around your life was preparing to unfold. You thought it was just your emotions, but it was my hand, arranging things in ways you could not perceive. You were not wrong to sense something happening. You were discerning the nearness of what I have been preparing for you. Listen, child of mine, you have been walking closer to your answer with every passing day, even when life felt ordinary, even when nothing seemed different, even when disappointment tried to whisper that nothing would change. I was working behind the scenes, weaving together what you prayed for with what you need, ensuring that the blessing you are approaching will not just reach you, it will sustain you. The timing that frustrated you was actually protection. The delay that confused you was actually preparation. There is a reason your spirit feels more alert lately. There is a reason certain things have been shifting in your emotions, your relationships, your thoughts, and even in your dreams. There is a reason you have been feeling moments of unexplainable heaviness followed by sudden waves of hope. You are in the final stretch before change breaks through. You are closer than you've ever been. My beloved, hear me. The answer to your prayer is not far away, not hidden, not lost. It is drawing near to you even as you listen to my voice now. You are standing on the edge of something sacred, something life-altering, something crafted with divine intention. You may feel tired, but being tired is often the sign that the long journey is almost over. You may feel uncertain, but uncertainty is often the final test before clarity arrives. I know the exact prayer that brought you here. I know the quiet plea that made you press play on this message. I know the weight you've been carrying and the hope you've been afraid to fully embrace. And I assure you, with all the love of a father who has never left you for a single moment, that there is movement happening in your life right now, movement you cannot see, but movement that is undeniably real. This moment, this message, this meeting between us is not random. It is intentional. It is timely. It is part of the unfolding of your answer. You are not early, and you are not late. You are right on time for what I am bringing into your life. As you continue listening, your understanding will deepen. Your spirit will recognize patterns in your journey. Your heart will begin to see what your eyes have not yet witnessed. And the truth will settle gently, but powerfully within you, The breakthrough you prayed for is not distant, it is drawing near. Rest your heart now, my precious child. Let the weight of hope return to you. For what you prayed for is closer than you think. My beloved child, as you continue to listen, I want you to open not only your ears, but the quiet places of your heart. For there are realities moving around your life that your human eyes cannot yet perceive. You have prayed, you have waited, and you have wondered why the answers have taken so long to appear. But precious one, there is an entire realm, unseen, untouched by time, untouched by fear, where your prayers have never been ignored. In this realm, I have been working from the very moment your cry reached me. You look at your life through the lens of what you can touch, see, measure, and understand. But I, your Father, operate in dimensions far beyond those boundaries. Just as a seed buried beneath the soil seems lifeless before it breaks through the ground, so have your prayers been growing in places hidden from your view. You have not been waiting in emptiness, you have been waiting in preparation. And though the soil may have looked still, there has been movement beneath it, movement toward the very thing you asked me for. There are battles that have been fought for you that you never felt. There are obstacles that have been moved quietly out of your path before you ever reached them. There are delays that were not denials, but divine shields protecting you from stepping into something before it was safe, before it was ready, before you were positioned to receive it fully. You see only what stands in front of you, but I see the entire timeline of your life, the complete picture, the story from beginning to end. Listen closely, my child, for I want you to understand why waiting can feel painful even though my work is always in motion. When you cannot see progress, your heart assumes nothing is happening. But the unseen realm does not operate on your timeline or your expectations. What feels like stillness to you is often the busiest season in the spiritual world around you. Angels have been dispatched on your behalf. Alignments have been orchestrated. Hearts have been softened. Doors have been positioned. And the threads of your life have been woven together with precision. Think of the dawn. Before the first light appears, the sky is working silently, shifting from night to morning. Everything changes before anything becomes visible. And so it is with your prayer. The shift begins long before you see the evidence. The answer begins moving toward you before you ever feel the warmth of it. The darkness may seem absolute, but the horizon is preparing to break open. Child of mine, the unseen realm responds not only to your prayers but also to your perseverance. Every time you chose to believe when you felt nothing, something moved. Every time you chose to trust me when your heart was weary, something aligned. Every time you whispered, God, I will wait for you, even when you didn't know how much longer you could endure, something strengthened around your life. Your faith has not been passive, it has been powerful. There are moments when the unseen realm grows louder, not in sound, but in sensation. You begin to feel restless without knowing why. You sense change coming but cannot explain it. You feel drawn to moments like this, where your spirit leans in more than usual. This is not imagined. This is not coincidence. These are signs that the spiritual atmosphere surrounding your life is shifting. Your answer is approaching the visible world. Precious one, you must understand something essential. I am never late. My timing is not a delay, it is design. Sometimes I withhold the visible moment of breakthrough because the surrounding pieces are still being prepared. Sometimes I allow you to wait because what I have planned for you is larger than what you asked for. And sometimes, my child, I allow the silence because silence becomes the womb where strength, endurance, and clarity are formed within you. If you could see the realm where your prayers move, if you could witness the orchestration, the protection, the positioning, the way I turn hearts and shape circumstances, you would never doubt me again. But because you cannot see it yet, I ask you to trust me. Trust that my hands are never idle. Trust that I am not distant. Trust that what I promised is already in motion. You may not see the roots growing, but the seed is not dead. You may not see the light yet, but the dawn is already breaking. You may not feel the breakthrough, but it has already begun its journey toward you. Hold this truth close, my beloved child. When nothing seems to be happening, that is often when the most is happening. And while your eyes may not yet witness it, the realm you cannot see is delivering the very answer your heart has been longing for. Your prayer is unfolding. Your breakthrough is approaching. And the unseen is preparing to become seen. My beloved child, as you continue to listen, I want you to understand something sacred about this moment. You are not merely hearing words. You are stepping into a divine appointment crafted specifically for your spirit. The path your life has taken, the struggles that brought you here, the quiet longing that pulled you toward this message, all of it has led you to a holy threshold. You are standing in a place where revelation meets readiness, where what has been hidden begins to unfold. Do not turn away, for what I am about to unveil in this journey is the key your heart has been crying out for. You have prayed for answers. You have prayed for clarity. You have prayed for change. Yet in the waiting, doubt tried to whisper that perhaps nothing would shift, that perhaps the answer was too far beyond reach. But listen to me, precious one. Your heart is standing closer to breakthrough than it has ever been. In this moment, right here, right now, is part of that unfolding. I know how many times you have stood on the edge of hope, only to step back in fear. I know how many times you were inches away from discovering something profound, yet discouragement convinced you to turn away. I know how often you have felt like giving up on the very thing you once believed in with all your strength. But child, I am telling you with all the love in my voice, do not step back now. Not now, when you are closer to the answer than at any point in your journey. There is a pull inside you, a quiet stirring urging you to keep going. That is no accident. That is no random feeling. That is my spirit drawing you forward. There is something ahead in this message that will connect a truth you have been missing, something that will bring peace to the places where your soul has been trembling. Stay with me through this entire message, for each moment builds toward a revelation meant to lift burdens you have carried for far too long. And hear me clearly, my beloved. The breakthrough you have been praying for is not waiting in the distant future. It is not locked behind barriers you cannot cross. It is approaching even now, and with every second you remain with me, clarity unfolds more and more. Do not rush this. Do not walk away prematurely. You are in a moment that is preparing your heart to receive what you once feared was impossible. Precious child, I want you to notice what is happening within you as these words touch your spirit. A quiet warmth, the gentle hope returning, the awakening of something you thought had died. These are signs that your heart is aligning with what I am bringing into your life. When my voice speaks to you in this way, it is because the ground you are standing on has become sacred, holy ground where chains loosen, revelation dawns, and inner strength rises. Too many times, my children walk away just before the moment of breakthrough. They stop listening just before the truth that would have set them free. They lose hope just before the tide turns. But you, my precious one, will not be one of them. You have come too far, endured too much, prayed too deeply to step away now. So, I say to you gently but firmly, remain with me through this message. Let nothing distract you, let nothing pull you away. What I am revealing in these moments is shaping the atmosphere around your life. And as you continue listening, you will begin to see why this moment was destined for you. And if what you've heard so far has already begun to soften your heart, if these words have touched a place inside you that you didn't even realize needed healing, then honor this moment. Bless this message with a like, precious child, for doing so helps this word reach others who are crying out just as you have cried. Share this message with those whose hope has grown thin. Let it become a light in places too many have forgotten. And if you desire more messages like this, words that lift you, guide you, and remind you of my love, remember to subscribe so you never miss the moments I speak to you through this space. You are part of something bigger than you know, something I am building to bring healing to many. But for now, remain here. Stay present. Open your heart fully. For what comes next will help you understand the depth of my care for you. You are closer to your answered prayer than you have ever realized, and the revelation unfolding ahead is meant to prepare you for it. Do not turn away, my beloved child. You are on holy ground, and the journey is only beginning. My beloved child, as you stand on this holy ground, so close to the answer you have been praying for, hear me in this sacred moment. What you are receiving is not only for you, but for many who are still wandering in darkness. I have placed a seed in your hand, not just of faith, but of impact. When you sow into this message, you become a vessel through which my word flows like a river into thirsty souls. As it is written, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And I speak this over you now as a living promise. There are hearts crying in silence, just as you once did, and your act of giving becomes the oil that keeps this light burning for them. Do not see this as small, for even the widow's offering moved heaven, and so will yours. I am stirring you now because this is not coincidence. It is a divine appointment. If your spirit feels this pull, it is me inviting you to take part in something eternal. Through your super thanks, your membership, or your PayPal offering, yes, the link I have placed in the description for you, you are sowing into a harvest of transformed lives. I will bless the work of your hands, and I will multiply what you release in faith. I will guard your provision, and I will cause favor to rise around you like a shield. This is not just giving. This is covenant. This is alignment. This is obedience in a moment that carries eternal weight. So do not hesitate, my child. Step into this moment. Sow the seed. Support this mission now, and watch how I move in your life. My beloved child, as you continue on this sacred journey with me, I want to draw your attention to something that you often overlook, the weight of your own tears. So many nights you have cried in silence, believing no one saw, no one cared, and no one understood the depth of the ache inside you. But precious one, every tear that has fallen from your eyes has been seen, gathered, and held by me. Not one of them has ever been ignored. There were moments when you tried to be strong for everyone else, moments when you hid your pain because you didn't want to burden those around you. You told yourself to push through, to keep moving, to hold it all together. Yet behind closed doors, when the world became quiet, the emotions you fought so hard to suppress found their way out. You have cried from disappointment, from exhaustion, from betrayal, from hope deferred, from feeling forgotten. And each tear carried a story that reached me long before it fell. My child, you have mistaken silence for abandonment. You thought that because your tears didn't bring immediate change, I must not have been listening. But I have always been near. I was beside you in those moments, the moments when you curled up in the dark, the moments when you looked up at the ceiling wondering if I still cared, the moments when you whispered prayers you didn't even have the strength to finish. I heard the words you couldn't bring yourself to say. I felt the pain you couldn't describe, and I counted every tear, not as a sign of weakness, but as evidence of how deeply you longed for healing, hope, and restoration. There were times you wondered if your tears made any difference at all. But listen closely, precious one, your tears have been watering the very ground where your breakthrough is growing. They have softened your heart in ways that allow me to plant dreams, strength, and resilience into the deepest parts of your spirit. You may not realize it yet, but your tears have shaped you, purified you, healed hidden parts of you, and prepared you for the blessings I am bringing into your life. Think of a seed buried beneath the earth. Before it becomes anything beautiful, the soil around it must break, shift, and give way. There is pain, there is darkness, there is discomfort, but eventually, the seed rises, not because the soil was gentle, but because the struggle awakened the strength within it. In the same way, your tears have softened the soil of your soul, making room for new life, new strength, and new beginnings to emerge. Do not despise your tears, my child. Do not look back on those painful moments as wasted seasons. They were sacred. They were shaping you in ways you could not yet see. They were making you ready for the answers you prayed for. They were cleansing wounds you didn't realize were still open. And they were drawing you closer to me, even when you felt far away. You have walked through disappointments that left you questioning everything. You have endured losses that broke your heart in ways you didn't know how to repair. You have survived seasons where you felt invisible, like your pain was too small for anyone to notice or too complicated for anyone to understand. But I saw you. I understood. And I cared more deeply than you can comprehend. Precious one, I want you to know this. Not one tear you cried was overlooked. Not one cry for help went unheard. Not one moment of pain was wasted. Even when you felt abandoned, I was holding you. Even when you felt weak, I was strengthening you. Even when you felt empty, I was preparing you to receive something greater than what you lost. Your tears have spoken on your behalf in moments when your voice failed. They have been prayers when you did have words. They have been offerings of honesty, vulnerability, and truth. And I have honored every single one of them. I know the weight you've carried. I know the moments when your heart broke quietly. I know the nights when you couldn't stop the tears no matter how hard you tried. And I also know the strength it took for you to keep going despite it all. You have endured more than you speak of, more than others know, more than you give yourself credit for. But you have not endured alone. You are closer to healing than you realize, closer to restoration, closer to clarity, closer to the very thing you prayed for with those tear-stained whispers. What you felt was breaking you was actually preparing you. What you thought was the end was actually the beginning of something new. Your tears have been counted, my beloved child, and they have watered the ground where your breakthrough is now rising. My beloved child, as you walk deeper into this message, I want to reveal something about my nature that you have long sensed but perhaps never fully understood. You have waited, you have endured, you have prayed faithfully, and sometimes you wondered why my timing seemed so slow. But hear me now with an open heart. Though I may appear slow in the eyes of human understanding, when I move suddenly. There is a divine rhythm to my timing, a pace that does not bend to impatience or fear. I am never rushed, yet I am never late. I move at the moment that will bring the greatest strength to you and the greatest glory to my name. Think of the many moments in your life that changed in an instant, when something you were waiting for suddenly appeared, when a closed door unexpectedly opened, when clarity arrived in a moment you didn't anticipate. Those were not coincidences. Those were divine accelerations. You see, My child, many of your breakthroughs do not happen gradually. They arrive like a sudden shift in the wind. One conversation, one opportunity, one unexpected moment can turn everything you have prayed for into reality. You can walk in darkness for what feels like years and then wake up one morning and find that the dawn has broken. This is how I work. I prepare in the silence. I arrange in the hidden places. And then, at the appointed time, I release what I have been forming for you. Think about a storm. For hours the sky may be still, heavy with clouds, holding the pressure of what is building. Then in a single moment, a crack of thunder splits the air and everything changes. The shift doesn't reveal the preparation, it reveals the release. So it is with my movement in your life. You feel the heaviness, the pressure, the waiting, the stretching, and you assume nothing is happening. But the atmosphere is gathering. The breakthrough is forming. And then, suddenly, everything shifts. There are stories woven into the very fabric of your journey where you have already witnessed my sudden moves. You remember moments where you thought all hope was lost, only to have an answer appear out of nowhere. You remember times when you were on the edge of giving up, only to find unexpected strength rise within you. You remember seasons where you thought nothing would ever change, and then in one moment everything changed. These memories are not accidents. They are reminders of my nature. My precious child, the waiting you have endured is not a sign of stagnation. It is the quiet before the shift. It is the soil being prepared before the seed breaks through. It is the moment before the wind changes. The very reason the weight feels so heavy is because the breakthrough is so close. It is not distance that you feel. It is the pressure before release. There are times when I allow the weight to stretch because I am protecting you from premature blessings. I am shaping your character, strengthening your resilience, sharpening your discernment, and preparing your heart to receive what you asked for. A blessing received too early becomes a burden, but a blessing received at the appointed time becomes a foundation. I am not withholding from you. I am aligning everything for you. And when that alignment reaches its fullness, when every piece is in place, when every detail is ready, when your heart has become capable of carrying what you once only dreamed of, I move. And I move suddenly. One moment of my favor can shift years of waiting. One moment of my intervenium can turn mourning into joy. One moment of my whisper can silence every fear. One moment of my provision can break every chain of lack. One moment of my guidance can redirect your entire future. Do not be discouraged by how long the journey has felt. Do not lose hope because the silence has lasted longer than you expected. When you least expect it, I will step into your situation with power, clarity, and purpose. And the sudden movement you experience will make the wait worth it. You will look back and say, "It happened so fast. It changed so quickly. It shifted before I even realized it." That is how I move, child. Not solely, not weakly, not partially, but with sudden, undeniable transformation. So lift your head. Strengthen your heart. Do not interpret the quiet as delay. Interpret it as preparation. For when I move suddenly. And the answer to your prayer is nearer to that sudden moment than you know. My beloved child, as you move forward on this sacred journey, I want you to become aware of something stirring around your life. You may not see it clearly yet, but the door you have been praying for is already shifting. The handle is turning. The hinges are responding. The atmosphere around you is changing. And while you may still feel uncertain, I assure you with all the love of a father who has never failed you, the answer you seek is already in motion. But listen closely now, for this moment requires your full attention. You are standing in the final stretch before breakthrough. in the space where many of my children grow weary and turn away just before the blessing manifests. Do not do that, precious one. Stay with me. Stay through this message, for there are truths ahead that your heart has been needing for a long time. You have been praying, asking, and wondering when things will shift. You have asked me, sometimes with trembling hands, Lord, is it ever going to happen? And though the wait has been long, though the nights have felt endless, though the silence felt unbearable, this is the moment I want you to understand. Your prayer has already reached its tipping point. What was once still is now moving. What was once delayed is now aligning. What was once building quietly is now rising to the surface. My child, when a door turns on its hinges, it does not open all at once. It begins with a subtle shift, a soft sound in the quiet air, a sign that something behind it has started to respond. That is what is happening in your life right now. You are sensing restlessness stirring, unusual emotions, sudden clarity, or even sudden uncertainty. These are not signs of confusion. They are indicators that the spiritual atmosphere is in transition. A door is turning. This is why you must remain with me, fully, without distraction. You are in a divine moment of revelation, and what is coming next in this message will prepare you to walk through the very door you prayed for. If you step away now, spiritually or emotionally, you may miss the guidance that ensures you receive the blessing waiting on the other side. So stay with me, precious one, for the keys to your next season are here. And if this message has been touching your heart, comforting you, strengthening you, or awakening hope inside you, then I ask you, bless this message with a like. Not for numbers, not for attention, but so this sacred word can reach others who are crying out in the dark. Share it with 3 souls who need hope, for you do not know whose life may be saved or restored by it. And if my voice through this message has been a refuge for you, subscribe so you will never miss the moments when I speak again. These words are meant to guide you, uplift you, and walk with you as you take steps into the future I am shaping for you. Now breathe, my precious child. Let your heart remain open, because I want to tell you what is truly happening around your life. The door is not just turning because of your prayers. It is turning because you have grown. You had endured pressure without breaking. You have chosen faith when fear demanded your surrender. You have remained standing even when everything inside you said to fall. You allowed the waiting to refine you, strengthen you, cleanse you, and prepare you. You are no longer the person you were when you first prayed that prayer. And because of that, you are ready in ways you never realized. The door I am turning for you is not just an opportunity. It is a moment of alignment. It is a moment where who you have become meets what I have prepared. Had I opened it earlier, you would have walked through carrying wounds, doubts, and fears that would have weakened the blessing. But now, because of your persistence, your humility, your resilience, and your faith, you are stepping into a season where your spirit is able to hold what I am giving you. The turning of the door means the beginning of fulfillment. It means clarity is coming. It means answers are approaching. It means breakthrough is forming. And yes, my child, it means the very thing you prayed for is closer than it has ever been. So close that the spiritual realm is already unlocking it. Do not lose heart in this moment. Do not drift away. Do not give in to fatigue. Stay with me. What you have been waiting for is not ahead in the far distance. It is on the other side of the door that is opening even now. You have reached the cusp of something holy, something powerful, something life-changing. The door is turning, my beloved child, and you are about to step into the answer that had been forming for you all along. My beloved child, as you continue on this path with me, I want to turn your attention inward, to the weight you have carried, the pressures you have endured, and the seasons that felt impossibly heavy. You have often wondered why the journey has been so long, why the challenges seem to repeat, why the same lessons appeared over and over again. You asked me more than once, "Father, why must I go through this? Why does it hurt so much?" And I have watched you walk through these moments with a strength you did not even know you possessed. Precious one, the weight you carried was never a punishment. It was never a sign that I had abandoned you. It was not proof that your prayers had failed or that you were not worthy of the blessing you sought. That weight was shaping you, forming you, strengthening places within you that would one day hold answers, blessings, responsibilities, and breakthroughs that required a deeper foundation than what you once had. You see, my child, there are blessings that require strength. There are answered prayers that require endurance. There are roles, callings, and futures that require you to be anchored and unwavering. And while you only saw the pain, I saw the growth. While you only felt the heaviness, I saw the structure being built within your spirit. You were being fortified from the inside out. Every moment of pressure you felt was not meant to crush you, it was meant to prepare you. It was shaping your patience, widening your understanding, deepening your compassion, and sharpening your discernment. It has made you wiser, stronger, and more aware than you have ever been before. And though you didn't realize it, the heaviness molded you into someone capable of receiving what you once prayed for. Think back to a time when your hope felt fragile, when disappointments hit you harder than you expected, when closed doors made you question everything. In those moments, you thought you were breaking, but I was holding you. You thought you were losing strength, but I was teaching you resilience. You thought the weight was too much to bear, but I knew that you were becoming someone who could stand firm even in the fiercest of storms. Consider a potter shaping clay. The clay feels the pressure of the potter's hands. It feels the turning, the pressing, the stretching. Yet each movement shapes the vessel into something capable of holding more than it ever could before. You, my beloved child, have been that clay. Under my care, your struggles have not been random. They have been purposeful. Every moment of discomfort had meaning. Every season of waiting had intention. Every tear carried transformation. You may not have seen it while you were in the middle of it, but now, as the door begins to turn and the answer comes nearer, you will begin to understand why the path was the way it was. What you endured has created capacity within you, capacity to receive, to handle, to appreciate, and to steward what is coming. There were times you prayed for things you were not yet equipped to carry. There were blessings that would have overwhelmed you, relationships that would have broken you, opportunities that would have crushed you if they had arrived too soon. I withheld nothing from you out of lack of love. Everything I delayed out of protection. Everything I allowed out of purpose. The weight shaped your wisdom. It taught you how to recognize what is real and what is false, and taught you to value peace. It taught you to listen closely for my voice, and perhaps most importantly, it taught you that you are capable of far more than you once believed. Look at your heart now, more discerning, more steady, more grounded. Look at your spirit, more resilient, more mature, more sensitive to my guidance. Look at your faith, tested, refined, and stronger than it has ever been. These things were not built in ease. They were built in the weight you carried. And now, my child, you must understand this truth. The weight was not meant to stay with you. It was meant to prepare you. You are stepping into a season where that weight will shift. You will look back and realize that what once felt like a burden was actually building you. What once felt like suffering was actually shaping you. What once felt like loss was actually making space for something greater. This is why you are ready now. This is why the door is turning. This is why your breakthrough is close. The weight that once brought you to your knees has now made you strong enough to stand before the blessing that is coming. You are not the same. You have grown, matured, deepened, and strengthened. You have become someone who can withstand pressure without breaking, who can receive joy without fear, and who can walk forward with faith instead of hesitation. My beloved child, what you endured has prepared you for what is about to unfold. And soon, you will see that every moment of that wait was shaping you for the very answer that is now approaching your life. My beloved child, as you continue on this sacred journey, I want to bring your awareness to something you may have overlooked, the subtle signs that your breakthrough is drawing near. You have been walking with a quiet heaviness, caught between hope and exhaustion, unsure whether you are close to change or simply imagining it. But precious one, there are signs woven into the fabric of your days, gentle indicators that what you prayed for is approaching, not slowly, but steadily, purposefully, and with divine precision. You may not realize it, but some of these signs have already begun to appear in your life. They often come quietly, disguised as restlessness, unusual shifts, or moments of reflection. These are not random feelings. They are signals from my spirit, whispering that something is aligning behind the scenes. Think about the way the atmosphere changes before the rain arrives. The air becomes heavier, the wind grows still, and nature seems to anticipate what is coming long before the first drop falls. In the same way, your spirit senses the nearness of breakthrough even before it becomes visible. You have felt moments where your heart suddenly awakened, where hope flickered like a small flame refusing to die out. You have felt an unexpected desire to organize, to release old memories, to detach from things that once held your attention. These are not coincidences. These are signs of transition. My precious child, when breakthrough is near, a shift often happens inside you before it happens around you. You begin to feel uncomfortable in places where you once felt settled. Your soul starts yearning for something more, something deeper, something new. This inner stirring is a spiritual awakening, a nudge that prepares you for the change about to unfold. There are moments when you suddenly feel the urge to let go of things you once held tightly, relationships that no longer nourish you, habits that drain your spirit, thought patterns that once felt safe, but now feel limiting. It is not that these things changed overnight. It is that you have changed. Your spirit is outgrowing what no longer serves your future. This is a sign that you are being prepared for something greater. You may also notice that certain people have been drifting out of your life, or that unexpected endings have occurred, friendships fading, opportunities closing, paths redirecting without warning. Though these moments felt confusing and sometimes painful, they were not losses. They were alignments. When I prepare a breakthrough, I also prepare the atmosphere around you. I remove what will hinder your next season, even if you do not yet see the purpose. What looks like separation is often protection. What feels like loss is often repositioning. Another sign is the rise of pressure. The challenges you've been facing recently, the situations that seem heavier than before, the spiritual resistance you felt. These are signs that the blessing is near. Darkness often intensifies before the dawn breaks. The enemy resists the hardest when he senses that something is shifting in your favor. Pressure is not the evidence that you are far from your breakthrough. It is the evidence that you are close. My beloved, pay attention also to the unexpected breakthroughs in small areas of your life. When little things begin working out more easily, when small prayers are suddenly answered, when clarity comes in areas where once you felt confusion. These are warm-up miracles. They are the first rays of sunlight before the full morning arrives. They are reminders that I am already moving. Sometimes, you will also notice an increase in spiritual sensitivity. You may feel drawn to prayer more often. You may hear my voice more clearly. You may sense a pull toward forgiveness, healing, or surrender. These moments are not random. They are the gentle whisper of my spirit drawing you closer so you will be prepared to receive what I am placing before you. And then there is the sign that many overlook, the deep, unexplainable sense that change is coming. You cannot describe it. You cannot point to anything specific, but your soul feels it. You wake up with an unusual hope. You sense that something is shifting. You feel closer to peace than you have in years. This is not emotion. It is spiritual discernment. It is your renewed spirit recognizing what your natural eyes cannot yet see. Precious child, these signs are my way of telling you that I have not forgotten you. They are reminders that your prayer is moving from the unseen realm to the visible world. They are the whisper of my promise becoming reality. Do not ignore these signs. Do not dismiss them as mere feelings. They are evidence that what you prayed for is not just coming. It is near. So near that your heart can feel it. So near that your spirit can sense it. So near that every part of your life is beginning to align with the answer already approaching. Your breakthrough is not an idea. It is a reality unfolding. And the signs around you are the gentle footsteps of the fulfillment you have been waiting for. You are closer than you have ever been. You are standing at the edge of what you prayed for. Hold on to hope, my beloved child, for the signs are speaking, and they are telling you the truth. Your breakthrough is near. My beloved child, as you continue to walk with me through this message, I want to unveil something that has been happening around you every single day, something you could not see with your natural eyes, yet it has been more real than the ground beneath your feet. You have not walked through your struggles alone. You have not carried your burdens without help. You have not fought your battles without support. For I have placed angels around your life, warriors, messengers, protectors, who have been working tirelessly on your behalf. There are moments you survived and never understood how. There were situations you escaped without explanation. There were nights when fear tried to swallow you, yet peace returned in a way you could not explain. My child, these were not accidents. These were moments when my angels intervened, shielding you from dangers you never realized were near. You see only the physical world, the problems, the delays, the emotions, the obstacles. But there is another realm, vast, powerful, and alive, where my angels move with purpose and precision. They are not passive beings drifting through the heavens. They are fierce protectors of the assignments I place over your life. They have stood between you and things meant to destroy you. They have fought battles you never even knew existed. Think back to the times when you felt a sudden peace in the middle of panic. That was not your strength. That was my presence surrounding you through the ministry of angels. Think about the accidents you narrowly avoided, the relationships that suddenly ended without explanation, the opportunities that slipped away though you wanted them. These were not disappointments. They were protections. Angels redirected you away from harm, away from heartbreak, away from situations that were not aligned with your destiny. My precious one, there are battles in the unseen realm that increase when your breakthrough draws near. Darkness does not sit quietly while you approach the fulfillment of your prayers. Spiritual resistance grows. The enemy attempts to weary you, distract you, overwhelm you, and make you question everything you have believed. Yet even in these moments, you have never been unprotected. My angels have stood guard, fighting, defending, shielding, clearing the path, and ensuring that what is meant for you reaches you. There were times when you felt an unexplainable heaviness lift unexpectedly. That was an angel removing the weight from your spirit. There were moments when you suddenly found the strength to continue even though you were moments away from giving up. That was an angel strengthening your heart. When you found courage that did not make sense, hope that rose from nowhere, or clarity that entered your mind like a gentle whisper. These were not coincidences. These were angelic interventions. I want you to understand something deeply. The spiritual realm responds to your prayers, even when you see nothing happening. Every time you said, "God, I need you," angels were dispatched. When you cried out, "Lord, protect me," they positioned themselves around your life. When you asked me for guidance, they moved ahead of you, preparing the way. And when you were too tired to pray, too exhausted to speak, too wounded to lift your eyes, your tears themselves summoned them. My child, you have never been unguarded. You have never been abandoned. Even in the darkest valleys, my angels were with you, standing between you and the schemes of the enemy. They have been fighting for your peace, your purpose, your future, and your breakthrough. And now, as the answer to your prayer draws closer, the angelic activity around your life has increased. You may have felt unusual tiredness, strange restlessness, sudden shifts in your thoughts or emotions. These are signs that warfare in the unseen realm has been intensifying. But do not fear. The pressure is not an indicator of defeat. It is a sign that the victory is near. Angels are clearing the final barriers. They are pushing back the last walls of resistance. They are preparing your path so the blessing arrives unhindered. There is more help surrounding you than opposition standing against you. The forces working for you outnumber the struggles working against you. And though you may feel overwhelmed at times, heaven is not overwhelmed. Heaven is active. Heaven is moving. Heaven is fighting for you. My beloved child, if you could see the unseen realm for even a moment, the angels encamped around you, the protection covering you, the warfare happening on your behalf, you would never doubt me again. You would know, without hesitation, that you are safe, guarded, cherished, and carried by forces far greater than anything that opposes you. You are not walking toward your breakthrough alone. You are surrounded, protected, and accompanied by warriors who have been assigned to you from the beginning. And as your prayer draws nearer to fulfillment, they are working with greater strength, greater intensity, and greater purpose. Hold your head high. Walk forward with confidence. For the unseen angels are working on your behalf, and the answer you prayed for is closer now than ever before. My beloved child, as you reach this final moment of our journey together, I want you to breathe deeply and allow my words to settle gently into the deepest parts of your spirit. You have walked with me through revelation, through remembrance, through healing, through preparation, and through awakening. And now, you stand at the threshold of something holy, something long awaited, something prayed for, something you have carried in your heart for longer than anyone knows. Precious one, your season of wondering, questioning, and doubting has not been in vain. Every moment of waiting shaped you. Every tear refined you. Every prayer positioned you. And now, as your heart quiets before me, I want you to understand this truth with absolute certainty. The answer you prayed for is arriving. Not someday, not far away, not hidden behind years of distance, but now. You are entering the moment where everything you endured begins to make sense. Look at how far you have come. Look at the strength that now rests in your spirit. Look at the clarity rising within you. All of this was necessary, because what I am placing into your life now requires the version of you that emerged from the fire, not the one who entered it. The person you were when you first prayed was not the person prepared to receive the blessing I have shaped for you, but the person you are now, the one who persevered, who believed through tears, who held on when everything tried to break them. That is the soul ready for what I am bringing. My child, the breakthroughs you once thought were distant are now standing at your door. The healing you thought was impossible is now within reach. The opportunities you believed were lost are returning in ways you never imagined. The relationships, the peace, the clarity, the open doors, the restoration, all of it has been aligning while you waited faithfully. Your waiting was never empty. It was a holy container where the foundations of your future were built. Now I invite you, tenderly and lovingly, step forward. Do not shrink back out of fear. Do not question your worthiness. Do not let the echoes of old wounds convince you that this blessing is too good for you. I have not brought you this far to deny you now. I have not carried you through your valley to leave you at the edge. What I give to you now, I give because you are ready, because you are strengthened, because you are aligned, and because my love has always been leading you to this moment. You may feel nervous, as though stepping into a future you can't fully see. That is natural, beloved one. But understand this. I am not calling you to walk into the unknown alone. I am walking with you. I go before you to prepare the path. I walk beside you to steady your steps. I remain behind you to protect what you have gained. And my angels continue to surround you, ensuring that what is meant for you will not slip from your hands. Take note of what is happening in your heart right now. The softening, the peace, the conviction, the quiet hope rising like dawn. These are the signs that your spirit recognizes what your mind cannot fully grasp yet. The season has changed. What was once delayed is now released. What was once distant is now present. The waiting has given way to fulfillment. And I say to you with a father's love, you do not have to fight anymore in the ways you once did. You do not have to beg for what I have already placed into motion. You do not have to fear losing what I am giving you. This blessing is not fragile. This breakthrough is not temporary. This answer is not uncertain. What I give, I sustain. What I open, I guard. What I bless, I complete. Step forward, my child. Step forward into peace. Step forward into clarity. Step forward into the promise that has been maturing in the unseen realm for so long. Step forward into the healing that is now ready to rest upon you. Step forward into the opportunities that are aligning with every step of faith you take. Step forward into the version of your life that I designed before you were even born. For the answer you prayed for, through tears, through nights of questioning, through seasons of silence, is here. It is unfolding even now. It is drawing near with every breath you take. And soon, you will look back on this very moment and say, that was when everything changed. You are stepping into a season of divine fulfillment. You are stepping into a future shaped by my hands. You are stepping into promises that were always yours. And now, with all the love of your Father, I declare over you, your answer has arrived. Amen. My beloved child, now that you have stepped into this moment of fulfillment, where your answer has arrived and your season has shifted, I call you into something greater, into the flow of my divine purpose. What I have poured into you was never meant to stop with you. It is meant to overflow like a river, reaching souls who are still praying the prayers you once cried out. This is the moment where your blessing becomes someone else's breakthrough. I have said, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy, and now you stand in that joy. So sow again, not in sorrow, but in faith and authority. When you give, you are releasing seed into fertile ground, and that seed becomes light in dark places, fire in cold hearts, and manna for the weary. Your offering, through super thanks, through membership, or through the PayPal link I have placed in the description, is not ordinary. It is a sacred exchange that echoes into eternity. Feel the urgency of this moment, for I am moving, and I am inviting you to move with me. There are doors opening because of your obedience. There are lives being restored because you chose to act. I will multiply what you release. I will protect what I have given you, and I will cause abundance to follow your faithfulness. Do not hold back now, my child. You have seen my hand. You have felt my presence. Step forward again in trust. Support this mission. Give into this work, and become a carrier of my glory in the earth. Act now.